What's up, people? H&M at the movies. I'm your host H, and with me is
Big Mike from Big Mike's Real Reviews.
all right. And if you've been not hiding under a rock lately, you would have known that Fantastic Four teaser trailer dropped today,
On
and
February 4th, F4.
four. Ah,
Aha! Aha!
ah,
Aha!
ah. All right. You know what? I'm going to jump into it because I'm going to jump on the sore spot that for some odd reason got people talking and people that are complaining about things. Y'all need to go have a nice seat and shut up.
Yeah, I don't. The complaints that I've been seeing online make no sense.
Absolutely none.
Like,
Things look
so I didn't see as many about the thing. I think the thing looks great.
right.
This is the most comic act. It is literally 100% comic accurate thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
They changed nothing from Jack Kirby's original drawing.
No.
It's literally Jack Kirby's drawing in the movie.
And actually with even Fox's version of the original I
Michael
thought it was
Chiklis.
fine then too. Yeah, I thought it was fine there
Yeah,
too.
I mean, it looked fine. Like the other one.
Time.
Yeah, the other one was terrible. That
Yeah.
other thing, and why was he naked?
I don't know.
But I digress. Yes,
Anyway.
I don't know why they complain about the thing. And there's another one I want to bring up after you finish your point.
Well, I'm finished my rant about the thing. Just people that have nothing else to complain about for the sake of complaining. Stop complaining.
Right.
Stop
And
complaining.
so the biggest complaint I've been seeing is like, oh, why is Galactus so small? I'm like, okay, why don't you pick up a comic book and
book.
actually read it? Because guess what? Galactus can be any size
Guys,
that he sees fit. And also, people can't even fathom what he actually looks like. So
Mhm.
depending on what
Day of the
race
week
you
it is,
talk about,
how
like in the
he is.
universe, like a Skrull would see him as a Skrull.
Yeah.
Humans see him as a human because your brain can't process what he actually is. So
Mhm.
it's whatever you're accustomed to is what he's going to look like.
Well, at least he's not a cloud.
Right. And that's the thing. He can go into the quantum, like my example is he can go to the quantum realm without he can just do that if he wants.
Mhm.
Then he can be bigger than any planet, whatever, half the size of the universe if he saw fit.
He saw
So
fit.
stop saying, why is he so
Where's
small?
this small?
Guess what? Because he can be any size he wants to be.
Yep.
Read a comic book. God.
All right. Enough of the complaints. The cool parts that I like. I like the setting.
Yes.
The nice shiny 60s vibe going on.
The retro,
The cars, all that.
I love retro futuristic.
Yeah.
It is really cool.
Yeah. And I saw somebody's post today saying basically, I'm not going to try to figure out where it fits in the MCU. I'm just going to treat it as a one-off and enjoy. That's the kind of stuff I want to hear.
Yes.
Because I feel like, we got so many things out, like and I've said it so many times, like how you have so many things that come out that you have to sit back. Well, let me do a dissertation and do some research real quick to figure out where this fits into everything. And I'm looking at this as like, I'm sure they'll find ways to tie other sources in.
Yeah. Now I've seen and read rumors that we're not going to talk about, but I'm just saying, like, I understand the speculation, but I've heard rumors and stuff, and I believe that what's going to happen is going to make a lot of sense from the rumors I've been hearing.
Well, what's the rumor you've been hearing? We don't have to talk about it. I just want to hear it, and I can say or I can say oh.
Okay, so this is a spoiler warning. Skip past if you don't want to hear anything. But the rumor that I heard about the movie is that this version of the Fantastic Four is displaced in the universe, basically.
Makes sense.
So
leave it alone.
Right, they're displaced
with everything else that's been going on as of late, especially with the whole Tony Stark thing.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Keep it moving.
Yep.
Excuse me. Yeah. And I did like the fact that they gave samples of what everybody's power is.
Yes. Except for Reed. They didn't show him stretching.
You sure? Yeah, you're right. They did not.
But I don't think they really need to show Reed stretching. You already know that. And and plus he's just the smartest guy in the room, whatever room he's even in anyway.
Yeah. And from the looks of it, this is going to be one of those they're not going to and Marvel usually has a habit of not doing so anyway. They're not going to deviate far from the origins. The whole idea, all four of them hopped on board a spaceship. They went out in space. They got hit with some cosmic rays. Yep. They came back and had powers.
Yeah, that mirrored basically their personalities.
Yep. And the one thing I'm really interested in seeing is how Marvel sticks the landing with Ben Grimm, because you did see the whole trench coat and hat and him.
Dude, everything about the Thing for me was perfect.
Yeah,
it was. Like his emotional struggle, like even if you even notice like the little part in the trailer where before they went out into space and him and Reed he's like, oh, this is the best pilot I've ever seen. He's like, you mean the best looking?
Yep.
And then like it cuts to him as a Thing and he's just like,
man, I'm a rock.
Yeah, right.
Look at me, I'm a rock.
Yep. Yep.
But you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I have never really been a big Fantastic Four fan, especially with the comics, but I respect the comics and I respect their place in, where they fit as far as like, the comics universe. And it's for me, I kind of feel like I'm the target guy they really need to pull into this movie.
Yeah.
Because I felt like with, every other attempt at the Fantastic Four was like, okay. But this, because now it's in proper hands, and I'm wondering how much Marvel had to pay. Wait a minute. No, they didn't have to pay anything.
No.
20th Century Fox, they didn't have to pay anything.
Well, I mean, they bought the studio.
Yeah, but I say because Disney,
which encompassed
the whole thing.
Yeah, it encompassed, X-Men, Fantastic Four.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like with most major characters, they very seldom have ever gone wrong.
Yeah.
It's just that when they try to do a lot with minor characters, aka the Eternals. But I feel like with most of their major characters and what they say, Fantastic Four is like the first family of Marvel.
Yeah.
So
because I mean, they're the 60s, when they came out, it was Marvel was just finding their footing.
Right. So that's like I said, that's the thing I'm interested in. And again, to the point I heard earlier about just enjoying it for what it is instead of trying to figure out where it fits in the MCU. Marvel's going to find a way to make it work.
Yeah,
we know that.
Yeah,
we know that. And like I said, from what I've seen earlier, I'm pretty okay.
Yeah, and for me, so I didn't really read a lot of Fantastic Four like runs.
Yeah,
I'm mostly involved in when the crossovers and stuff like that. But I've always really liked the Fantastic Four, especially like individually or like. The Thing was always my favorite, of course.
Right.
But like, I was very interested in the Fantastic Four, even, when I was younger. I think it was because like, I used to watch the old show. Like, remember the movie that was never released?
Yeah.
Like, I actually still own that. Seriously. I still own that.
No, I was about to say one of my friends had it on VHS.
Yep. And I saw it on VHS as a kid. Like, I've always liked Fantastic Four. So for me, and when people talk bad about them, I'm just like, you just haven't seen a good movie. You're talking about the movies. You haven't seen a good movie. And I'm like, because, everyone loves how, the MCU and everything. And I'm like, they bring up Tony Stark. And I'm like, okay, do you realize that Reed Richards makes Tony Stark look like he was in,
remedial
special ed classes?
Yeah.
That's how much smarter Reed is than Tony.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Like, Reed Richards is probably the smartest person in all of Marvel.
Riri Williams and Lunel might have a word to say over that.
Right. Well, now, but I'm talking about like for decades.
Yeah.
For decades.
True. And you know what?
Just think about it. Remember the Ultimate Universe in Secret Wars, right? Talk about the comics. The Ultimate Universe was destroyed, but who was the only person left in the Ultimate Universe? Who rebuilt that universe, actually? Evil Reed Richards from the Ultimate Universe.
Yep. wait a minute. I was actually going to take you on a swerve. When you look at the Illuminati, who was on the Illuminati?
Yeah, Reed was there.
Reed was there.
Doctor
Black
Strange.
Bolt, Doctor Strange.
Yep.
Charles Xavier, and I don't think Tony Stark was on it.
He was.
Yeah.
But T'Challa was in it too, but then he left.
Right. He's like, yeah, no, I'm not trying to fuck with y'all like that. Yeah.
But it was all the heavy hitters though.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr., I wonder if we're going to get introduced to Dr. Doom and how.
Yeah.
Because, with Robert Downey Jr. coming back, I don't know. Maybe this might be too early unless we get a cameo.
Yeah, I think it might be like a post-credit tease.
Yeah.
Because but nothing more than that.
Because it's really hard to do a Fantastic Four film. I mean, you got Galactus, which means at some point by proxy, Silver Surfer should be showing up.
Yeah,
should be.
Yeah, but so Shia Ball is the Silver Surfer in this movie.
Oh, so he's okay. All right, good. I think I missed that. But at the same time, too, it's still kind of hard to have Fantastic Four, and you don't have a Dr. Doom.
Yep.
So that's why I'm wondering, like maybe that's something they're going to save, and hit us when they're about to put like some of the larger pieces of the MCU back together for whatever movie they're planning down the road.
Because again, like I said before, we're not sure where in the MCU this
where this is. Yeah, because
I mean, and also like from what I said from the rumors that I heard, that also makes sense. Like you just said, how can you have Fantastic Four without Dr. Doom? And I was like, well, the rumor I heard was they were displaced anyway.
Right.
There you go.
And who's to say, even though I don't think they're going to waste that much time on it, but who's to say they don't throw us with a Dr. Doom in this one, something happens, and then we get hit with, RDJ's Dr. Doom later.
I mean, you got variants of that, variants. That's already been introduced. Like, you can do anything.
You can get Doom
we could see any of the, like, old cast from any of the movies show up. Like, if you do a Council of Reeds, right?
Yep.
You have Pedro Pascal. You can have who's the other guys that play?
Don't give me the line.
I don't remember their names, but from the original Fox franchise.
Right.
The other one with Michael B. Jordan, that one.
Mm-hmm.
You can even bring in from Multiverse of Madness, that Reed Richards.
Oh, yep. Good point.
I mean, he did kind of get unraveled, but it could be before. We don't know.
They might have put them back together. Okay, I found his name. Don't get Ian Rufo.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah, and like I said, don't get me lying on the other ones, but that was the one I remember because his name, I've always butchered that man's name.
Yeah, yeah. The other one was what's his name? The guy, he's
from which one? The way back one?
Nah, the one that was very terrible with Michael V. Jordan.
Oh Lord, let's just act like that didn't exist. That would have been Miles Teller.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's act like that one doesn't exist.
But I mean, you could still bring him in though in the Council of Reeds.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Marvel has been in a tip of trying to consolidate universes, although I don't think we need to do that.
No.
So, but comes out in July, and you know what? I will say one other thing too. I think even when I saw this, and again, for me, not even being a Fantastic Four fan, I think I'm a little bit more excited for this than I am for Superman.
I think for me it might be equal.
Yeah, not by much, by much, but I think I'm a little bit more excited for, and I think probably the reason why is I expect to see Marvel get this right.
This is, in a perfect world, what I want to see, especially with everything going to shit now anyway.
Yeah.
Can we at least just get Marvel and DC making good movies and like kind of competing?
Yeah.
but like a friendly competition, like, oh, this movie was good and that movie was good. Like, but what movie was better? But no one talking shit about how bad they were,
Right.
saying, well, they were both really good, but now who do you like better type thing.
Right.
That would be a better discussion.
And the funny thing is, both of them come out in July of this year. So
yeah, I think they're like a week or two apart. I think
Right.
Superman comes out first, like a week or two before Fantastic Four.
Right. So that's gonna be the interesting part.
Yep. Can't wait.
All right. So on that note, we'll be out next week. We're gonna take in a little bit of way back ride when we talk about Inception, and then following that, we're gonna definitely go all in on Captain America.
Yep.
I can't
Brave
wait.
New World.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
So
it should be real good.
So for now, this is H, and with me is
Big Mike from Big Mike's Real Reviews.
And we are out.